All right, now Rick, just what is a patent?
Patent is a negative right. It's like building a fence in your backyard, stay out of my yard. You already had the right to have your yard and your grass, but you don't want anyone else jumping in there. So your idea now has a picket fence. Thomas Edison, you have a light bulb. So you built a picket fence for 20 years from the date of filing to say, I invented this light bulb, my fence is around it, I will sue you because the patent is only a ticket to court. Such as www.thermark.com. And I got worldwide patents. Every country has its own patent laws. There are no community patents. And so essentially, a Thermark started with an individual inventor, developed into a small business, and does marking with a laser on plastics and other surfaces. And so if someone were to copy that type of laser engraving, then a Thermark could sue them. So www.thermark.com and the various patents is a good example of an individual inventor which develops into a small corporation.
Now that sounds like a pretty big idea. Now does your group represent the little guy taking versus the Goliath?
We have quite a history of representing small businesses and individual inventors against the Goliaths such as Walmart. Now the Walmart case was a searchlight that goes on top of a tractor perhaps to find a cow at night giving birth to a calf in a snowstorm. Got to find a cow quick before it freezes to death. So Jerry Gohl with his company Go-Lite out of Nebraska got a patent, went into production, became a manufacturer of searchlights in addition to being a farmer. Right. And then Walmart essentially copied the identical searchlight and built it in China, and I sued them on what's called a partial contingency. So Jerry put up a little money, I put up a lot of time, and after 5 years, a judge trial in Denver and 2 appeals, Jerry Gohl and Go-Lite was made whole.
Now what's another Goliath that you've taken on?
Well, there was Lowe's, for example. The Fisher law firm, Ronnie Fisher in Denver, and I joined up, part of our Troll group, and I got some patents on a lighting fixture which hangs from the ceiling and allows you to redecorate the lighting in your home without changing the expensive ceiling fixtures. And so here's a portfolio Lowe's brand that infringed the patents that I wrote. And so Ronnie and I launched the lawsuit, public record, it's settled, and everybody's happy. There's a license between Lowe's and Cal Switzer, an independent inventor in Denver.
Now, those are large retailers. Have you taken on any other companies?
An example might be Al Silver in Fort Lauderdale had a patent, now expired, on a telephone headset for receptionists.
Gotcha.
And 3M and Panasonic, I sued each of them for infringing Al Silver's patent. And essentially, in that case, Al hired us on an hourly basis instead of contingent. And the result was, again, happy to all parties. Both entities, giants, settled, and everyone was made whole. Very little activity in the courtroom. And so we have Lowe's, Walmart, 3M, Panasonic, for example, both contingent, partial contingent, and hourly, which are the 3 types of plaintiff lawsuits that our group can handle.
Now, what about other intellectual property like copyright or trademark?
Sure. Now here's a copyright artwork here. This is Wild America, a series of all these TV shows. And this is a client of mine, and essentially he didn't have to sue anybody for copyright, but that's an example of copyright. Now I sued the New York Times a number of years ago, full contingent, for an artist from Vail who had first aid drawings that he sold to the New York Times for one of their book divisions. They put it in one book, but then the inventor, or author in this case, went to school every year and to get recertified as an ambulance driver, and sure enough, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books with his drawings he was not paid for. And so I sued that division of the New York Times, and again, with no more ado than 6 to 7 months in pre-trial maneuvers, a settlement was reached. Everybody was made happy. The inventor, or author in this case, of copyright material did not put up a dollar, and that was over. Now, another example is we wrote a book together. Rob Burt,
Right.
independent graphic designer, great cartoons showing whether America's middle class can survive. No money. The Surviving Middle Class American, available on Amazon.com. Now, these instructional, tongue-in-cheek economic cartoons, as well as my text, are copyright materials. So if anyone were to copy portions of our book, also available on electronic format, of course, I would sue them on a full contingency, because I don't want to pay myself a salary to sue on behalf of myself. And so there's copyright material, again, that is potentially out there for a copyist to rip off and find themselves at the receiving end of a copyright lawsuit.
Sounds like a smart thing to do would be to call you up at the patent law office of Rick Martin.
Yes, our patent troll group is trying to make a small guy troll a good thing. The big guy troll, as President Obama recently mentioned, might be a bad thing for high-tech firms where lawyers buy a crappy patent and go sue, an IBM, a Cisco, an Apple, etc., and say, hey, look, I found something that says if you put data on a wire, you infringe this patent. They shake the dust off and they sue them, and the lawyers are getting paid nothing, and all of a sudden, at $500 to $1,000 an hour for patent lawyers and experts, Microsoft might be facing a huge cost just to defend this, knowing they will win.
Right.
But the extortion to say, look, I'll settle for $250,000. This kind of a game is a bad patent troll scenario that the president is trying to address, and the outcome is totally uncertain. We're trying to say the little guy troll, the Al Silver, the Cal Switzer, the independent inventor, the Jerry Golfs, the Go-like firms. These guys really invented something. They put a little white picket fence around perhaps a low-tech or medium-tech product, and heck, they deserve to get their portion of what Lowe's is selling out the door. So we're making a little guy troll a good thing, and our group, the Colorado Patent Troll Group, is having fun. Call us anytime.
Thank you.
Dan?